Welcome to the worship service of the First Unitarian Church of Hobart, in Northwest Indiana. My name is John, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. And I participate in the life of the church by serving on the board and the worship committee. We are a religious community of people with diverse beliefs and shared values. Our diverse beliefs are expressed in our 6 sources, and our shared values are expressed in our 7 principles, both of which can be found online at uua.org. Together, we strive to grow spiritually, build community, and live our values in the world. We are currently streaming our service online. However, the joys and sorrows portion of our service is private, and we will take a break from streaming during that part of the service. The sermon portion of the service will be recorded and made available for future viewing on Facebook, YouTube, and the church website. Let your Facebook and Twitter friends know that you're attending worship with the hashtag First Unitarian Hobart. Due to the increase in COVID-19 cases and more infectious Delta variant, we ask that all in-person attendees of the Sunday services wear a mask covering both nose and mouth. You can either bring a mask or we can provide one. We thank you for your consideration of our community's health and safety. We are currently in search for a full-time minister. When we do not have a minister in the pulpit, we invite members or guests to share a special message with us, and this is one such Sunday. We are fortunate to have the water communion today, which was organized by Ruth Halstead. There is a printed order of service this week, as the service will be more interactive, and we will be moving around a little more than normal. Please silence your cell phones and any alarms on any phones or watches. And please take a deep breath now and join us in a spirit of reverence.
Please join me now as we light the chalice. The words are changed today for the water communion, so you will find them printed on the screen. We gather from the ebb and flow of our lives, thirsty for the connection to ourselves, thirsty for connection to others. Chalice, may we all gather here to be filled with the joy and hope, filled with compassion and love. Here may we be filled so that we may pour ourselves out into the world. Please join us now in singing hymn number 100 from the Gray Hymn Book, Peace Like a River. Please stand as you are willing and able.
Please remain standing and join me now in our affirmation of faith. The words are on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament. Service is its prayer. And this is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Due to the increase in COVID cases and the more infectious Delta variant, the Greet Your Neighbor portion of our service will be contactless. Please take a moment to greet your neighbor by waving your hand or hands or bowing and letting your smile reach past your mask to your eyes.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, that was lovely. Thank you so much. Our story this morning is The Water Lady, how Darlene Arvizo helps a thirsty Navajo nation. A true story by Alice B. McGinty, with illustrations by Shanto Begay. Thirsty, Cody says, waking up on this cold morning under a starry sky. He reaches for the cup of water near his bed. It's empty. Though the sun is still asleep over the Navajo nation, the kitchen is warm and bustling when Cody walks in. His mother has just poured water from the bucket near the sink into a pot for oatmeal. His grandmother feeds baby sister, and Cody's two older brothers race out of the door for school on the reservation. Cody climbs onto the counter and looks into the bucket. Now it's empty too. A few miles away, Darlene Arvizo finishes braiding her long, dark hair. She wakes her grandchildren, helps them dress for school, and makes them breakfast. Every day we are blessed, she thinks, as she fills her glass from the sink. She has running water in her trailer. Many families on the reservation do not. No gushing showers, no flushing toilets, no flowing sinks. As light peeks over the horizon, Cody skips down the wooden porch steps to 3 big blue water barrels. He scrambles up and carefully lifts the rock, holding one lid in place. He looks inside. Empty. So is the next, and the next. This is the only water Cody's family has, and it's gone, all used up. What about the animals? Cody checks the chicken coop. No water. He walks down the road to the watering hole where the dogs and horses drink. That's dry too. He knows that soon the sun will blaze from the sky, another scorching day in the high desert, and he is thirsty. Once she has dropped her grandchildren at their bus stop, Darlene drives to a parking lot near the mission school and climbs onto her own bus. As the rising sun floods the rocky land with soft pink light, she begins her route across the res. Many miles later, Darlene drops off the students, but her work isn't done. It's time to begin another important job. People are waiting. After running back home, Cody bursts inside to find his mother. "Shema," he says, pulling on her skirt. "The water." She looks down and whispers, "Shh." Tell me after I've put the little one down for her nap. Cody dashes to the sofa. Shemasani, he says, pulling his grandmother's arm. The water, it's all gone. His grandmother looks up from her quilting. Oh, don't worry, my child, she soothes. I know something you do not. And she smiles. Sunshine gleams on the big yellow tanker truck as Darlene climbs up its ladder and opens the hatch on the top. Then she reaches for a long pipe attached to the water tower above her and positions it over the hatch. After she flips a switch, water gushes through the pipe until the trunk's empty belly is full, more than 3,000 gallons full. Now Darlene steps up into the driver's seat and starts the engine. The big yellow truck purrs. She checks her route on the clipboard and steers onto the road. Cody's grandmother has been telling him a story about the water sprinkler, the Navajo god of water who collects water in a jar and sprinkles it east, west, south, and north to make rain. When she is done, she takes Cody to the window and they look outside. Thick, dry heat muffles the land as Darlene guides the big yellow truck, heavy with water, up and down steep hills. She winds between mesas and rolls across valleys dotted with sun-baked shrubs. While she rolls along, waving to other drivers on her way, the Navajo radio station plays softly. After many miles, Darlene steers the truck onto a ribbon of dirt. At the ribbon's end, a small home sits alone on a wind-swept hill. Two faces peek through its window. Cody hears the rumble of heavy wheels, then sees the big yellow truck. The water lady, he cheers. The water lady is here. He bounds out of the house. With a loud ksh, the truck comes to a stop. Yahate, Cody, Darlene calls, and she drags the thick hose to the water barrels. She pulls the lever, and Cody watches cool, clean water pour into a barrel. Water, 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 Cody sings. The chickens cluck. A skinny puppy pads out from under the porch and laps up the drips as Darlene moves the hose to the next barrel. The sun is beating down by the time Darlene finishes filling all 3 barrels. Cody dashes inside, and a moment later is back with the empty bucket from near the sink. Don't forget this, water lady, he says. Darlene smiles. Of course not, she answers, and fills it. Cody carefully takes the bucket from her. Hagone, Cody, Darlene calls, climbing back into the big yellow truck. She is on her way again. Darlene will bring water to 10 families today and 10 more tomorrow. By the end of the month, over 200 families will have been served, and then she will start all over. She knows that the families will make careful use of their gift. They'll fill the chicken's feeder with just enough fresh water. They'll catch each drop from a shower to water the flowers. They'll reuse dishwater to mop floors and bath water to do laundry. They'll use laundry water again to wash the car. While almost every other American will use around 100 gallons of water today, many on the Navajo reservation will use only 7. Let me repeat that. While almost every other American will use around 100 gallons of water today, many on the Navajo reservation will use only 7. Now Cody's mother helps him place the heavy bucket back near the sink. At last he dips his cup into the water. When he takes a drink and feels the cool water sliding down his throat, he smiles. 75 miles later, Darlene bounces the empty-bellied yellow truck back along the road in the sun-soaked afternoon heat. As she drives, she thinks of her Achai, her grandfather, a Navajo medicine man who helped his people. She is helping her people too. Although she is tired, Darlene climbs back onto the school bus to pick up her students and bring them home. That evening, as the sun sets over the purple hills of the Navajo Nation, after Darlene has tucked her grandchildren into bed, she washes her face with clean, warm water. Tomorrow, she'll wake up under a starry sky to begin her work again. My friends, the Navajo Nation covers over 27,000 square miles in the states of New Mexico, Arizona, and Utah. It is home to more than 150,000 Diné, almost 40% of whom do not have running water in their homes. Darlene Arvizo, the water lady whose picture you see on the screen, says, quote, "My future wishes for my community are that no one will need to haul water to their homes because they will all have running water," unquote. Toi ina, water is life.
That was beautiful, Cindy. Thank you. We gather together this morning tenderly, like drops of dew on a leaf of grass, hopefully, like gathered raindrops in a cloud, gleefully, like water rushing in a stream to the sea, deeply, like groundwater pulled up from a well. We gather from every direction for another year of growth and depth, another year of companionship and hope, another year of learning to love this world. We gather like the waters that join us across all of creation, the water that connects us within and without, merging and flowing across the entire world. That's from the UU website. I'm honored to be leading this in-gathering water service in this communion this year. So many of you have come together and sharing for this service to happen, and I thank you. Like water, this service has many moving and flowing parts to it. So I want to bring your attention to the order of service. And it's the piece of paper that has those pictures on it. So we are going to practice a chant that we will use later in the service. And after we practice, we will start a more ritualized sermon. Today, the joys and sorrows, the offering, the slideshow are part of the sermon. And we will blend the water we brought after the slideshow. We have cups here next to the bowl. So if you didn't bring water or you forgot yours, I know a few people have told me that I have. Feel free to use this water to represent whatever water you want it to, from home or travels, wherever. Let's see. When you pour your water into the bowl, when we're doing our blending part, say the words, "Go back to the water." And the words are right there too, in case you happen to forget it. But you'll pour it and say, "Go back to the water." And then you will turn to your right, and you can throw the cup away in the trash if you want, or anything else, or just carry whatever you have still with you. But then you will come and get some water from this table. And when you take the water, you will say, "We come from the water." So we go back to the water, and we come back to the water. And when you take the cup, then you'll go back to your seat. So it'll be kind of a circle, like that. Anyone viewing virtually can go get a cup of water anytime. I don't know where you are, but feel free to participate in whatever way you can virtually. So after you get your cup from here and say, "We come from the water," you will go back to your seat with a cup of water. And then we will meditate on that water, and I have some words at that point. after that point, we will have Sandy's the guardian of the water up here, and she will come and she will bring the water here. And then that's when we will start the chant again. We've practiced it earlier, right? Now we're going to chant it together. And she's going to walk forward, and you will just follow her. She's going to walk right out of the building, and you're going to follow her right out of the building with your cup of water. Okay? And we're going to go into the memorial garden, and we'll have a blessing, and we will pour the water out back to Mother Earth. And closing words, Jeremy will play the postlude, and we'll extinguish the chalice out there. Okay? Okay. A lot of moving parts. So, for now, we are going to practice the chant. Okay? Whew. It's adapted from Turn the World Around. That's a hymn, but you'll need to pay attention because the chant today may not be what you're familiar with. And I will demonstrate by singing the chant 3 times. I'm putting myself out there. I'm not a singer, but I just want to model vulnerability here. And you'll notice I'm not a singer. But I will put the words on the screen. And so think about the words that I'm saying. You'll listen to me 3 times. And then we'll all just start coming in, okay? Or you could just start coming in when you think you know it, but don't feel like you have to right away. And I know it's gonna be awkward at first, and that's okay, because we're leaning into the awkward, we're dipping our toe in the water before we're completely immersed, okay, in the feeling of the chant. So this is the practice for us to do later, just a reminder. Okay. So it goes like this. 3 times just me, right? Okay. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. One more time for me. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. Now let's do it with the music. And he's going to put it in tune, because I know I wasn't. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. Keep going. From the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. One more time. We come from the water, living in the water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life, whoa, so is life. We got it? I think we got it. That was amazing. Good job. I even tricked you and took the birds away and you did it. That was amazing. I think we'll be all right because we're going to chant as we have our cup of water and follow Sandy out with our communion water. So, thank you, Jeremy. So all life comes from water, and all life needs water to survive. Water moves through the whole ecosystem, nurturing and transforming life as it goes. It rises from the ocean in evaporation, forming clouds in the sky, and blown by the winds. It returns to the land in the form of rain or snow. Rain falls into the soil and gathers in streams and aquifers. In the midst of this journey, it also travels through the bodies of every living thing. Every being needs water: insects, birds, animals, fish, humans. Water also rises up into streams and plants and the trunks of trees, but none of the water is isolated from the rest. Even our own bodies are a part of the watershed. The water goes back to the air or the earth and continues in streams and rivers on its way to the ocean. The cycle keeps going round and round. Each year, as we gather in the fall, it is our custom to offer water as a symbol of our connection to one another and how we come back. I'd like to invite Tracy and Sandy to come up.
Thank you. This water has been lovingly saved from the past water services. A collection from our beloved members' homes and travels around the globe over the years. There are molecules in this water from the first water service we ever did, which connects the past to the present, today. I participated in the last 3 water services as your president. The last water service was over Zoom. Reverend Patrick did a great job, yet something significant was missing. We were not able to physically be together or blend our water last year. However, Patrick still used the sacred water, added to it, and blessed it. I have kept it frozen and ready for our return, not knowing exactly when that would be. I am pleased to be able to give the water from our past to you now, Sandy, our present.
Thank you, Tracy. I lovingly accept this water from our past. I will care for it into the future with the reverence it deserves. As the new president, I take on this sacred responsibility. I am looking at an empty bowl. We have all felt the drought of human connection while in isolation during this pandemic. We are like this empty bowl, eager to be filled. We have been separated. We have traveled far, even from our own homes to church seems far during this time. Our travels over the past 2 years have taken us through turbulent waters with unexpected twists and turns. We have rained tears of sorrow. We will blend our water together today as a symbol of us coming back together. And like a river to the ocean, we are coming back stronger and with more appreciation. The hard times, unfortunately, are not over, but we will not be left empty as long as we serve each other.
That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Tracy and Sandy. Thank you for your leadership, your service. And thank you for the reminder that we need each other when the sea is calm and when it's tranquil, and also when the storms appear. Excuse One way we show up for each other is by sharing our joys and sorrows. We share our joy with the idea that a joy shared is a joy magnified, and a sorrow shared is a sorrow diminished. Please raise your hand if you want to share. I will call on you. Please stand, say your name, project your voice, as we will not use the microphone, so everyone can hear, and please be brief. And the thoughts too tender to share out loud. Another way we come together as a congregation is flowing our monetary offerings together. We blend our donations to keep the water running in our building and other maintenance needs. The baskets carry the needs of this congregation, and the tin cups are for community outreach. This month's blue tin donations go to Campania Academy. For safety, try to avoid touching the baskets and cups. Those attending virtually can go to the PayPal link on the chat or on our website, as far as I know. I forgot to confirm that, so I hope that's true. And we will start flowing our monetary offerings. Thank you. We give to remind ourselves how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are a part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give with the faith that together we are enough. Thank you for your gifts. All water on earth is really one water, continuously flowing through the biosphere. Even if we get water from our kitchen tap, that water has been around the world on its journey. All water is connected and connects all to life. We invite you now to watch the slideshow of the pictures our congregants have sent in. Here we are, living in the water. That was a lot of fun. Thank you. That was Enya, Wild Child. This didn't behave the way I wanted it to, so let me know if I skipped your slide by accident, and we'll put it up somewhere. In a moment, we will blend the water we carried from our homes, yards, church, and travels to our communal bowl. If you did not carry water here, please take the small cup, as we mentioned earlier, and use it to symbolize whatever place you wish. And as you pour the water in, say to yourself, but out loud, go back to the water. Will you repeat that? Go back to the water. And then you will turn to your right, and you will say, we come from the water. Repeat that. We come from the water. And you will go back to your seat with a cup of water. Cindy, will you model that for us? Sandy, will you come up?
Go back to the water. We come from the water.
Thank you. So, Sandy.
Following Cindy's excellent demonstration.
Oh, just a minute, Sandy. Just a minute. Let me get the microphone for you. Excuse me.
We invite all to come forward with the water you carry and blend it with the sacred waters of the past, remembering to take your cup of meditation before you go back to your seat. Please come forward. You're supposed to come forward, right?
Yes.
Come forward. Don't be afraid.
Will you say it, please?
waters carried by you. We honor the way our congregation merges our offerings, our love, our attentions, and talents for the betterment of us all. Thank you.
Does anyone need a cup of water? As you look at the water you have in your hand, let us meditate on our privilege. We are privileged to have clean water to drink, wash with, and play in. We know not everyone has these privileges. For most of us, unlike the Native Americans on reservations, or like many in Africa who have to walk a mile or so to a local river and back for their daily supply, we can simply turn on our faucet. With little effort, we have an abundance of water. We wash, water our gardens, and in many cases drink from our tap. But a significant number of us use bottled water because perhaps the water from our home is in a polluted area where it gets into the groundwater. And tap water or well water is not trusted, so bottled water is the only option. The water and ice you are holding here is from bottled water. Yet with humility and reverence for the earth and others, we must acknowledge the environmental and social impact of these comforts. All life depends on water, and in many cases, especially during the pandemic, we rely on water carried in plastic. We're lucky to be able to have access and the ability to afford it. We must not forget that even though we may be buying water, all water comes from Mother Earth. We come from her water. We are living in her water, and we go back to her water. So is life. If you feel so inclined, or not, virtually viewing or not, you are invited to slowly take a sip of the meditation water in your hands, but only a sip to save more for the garden. Now, as you sip, feel the temperature in your hand. I'm sure you're all feeling it. Feel how it feels in your hand. Hold the water a little bit in your mouth. Maybe swish it around a little. Wet your tongue, the top of your mouth. Wet your lips. Is the water cool? Is it so cold it hurts your teeth? Is it warm? Take another sip. Swallow. Feel it soothe your throat. The water is becoming part of you, cooling you, hydrating your body. Imagine it nourishing every cell. Drink or don't drink, all are valid choices. Let any unresolved thirst you might still have help you appreciate when you will be able to be satiated and satisfied. Leave the water in your cup for the libations. We will pour it in the memorial garden, and we'll be back out there together shortly. So, Sandy, thank you.
invite you to follow me into the memorial garden so we may return a portion of our sacred congregational water to Mother Earth. As I walk by your pew, file behind me, please, with your meditation water.
And now we chant.
We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, oh, so is life. We come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, oh. One more. Jump. Oh, there we go. Okay. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. Come from the water, living in the water. Go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. From the water, oh, living last time. Water, go back to the water, turn the world around. Whoa, so is life. Whoa, so is life. All right.
Like water that swells rivers and fills the ocean, the memories of those we have loved rush through us. Sometimes they are quiet, almost as if we have forgotten, and then suddenly they flood our senses. Always, those who have been a part of us remain within and around us, sustaining us like our blood, like rain. We give what we can, our gratitude, our attention, the stories we tell, and the living of our days, blessed by the world they helped create, and blessing the world in our turn. Let us say, blessed be and amen.
Amen. Amen.
We invite you all to find a place in the memorial garden to pour out your libations where the water can go back to the earth. Please gather back around the tree after.
There's water on the table here if anyone is missing some water and would like to participate. We give gratitude to the significant body of water in our area. Everybody face north and stretch your arms as you are willing and able. We give gratitude to Lake Michigan and Little Calumet River. Say, turn the world around. World around. Face east. We give gratitude to Duck Creek and what's the name of it?
Deep River.
And Deep River. Say, turn the world around. Turn the world around. Face south. We give gratitude to Cedar Lake and Lake of the Four Seasons. Say, turn the world around.
Turn the world around.
Face west. We give gratitude to Lake George. Say, turn the world around.
Turn the world around.
Open your arms toward the ground. We give gratitude for the groundwater and our aquifers. Say, go back to the water. Go back to the water. Raise your arms to the sky. We thank the heavens for their rain. Say, so is life. So is life. Sorry.
There's a river flowing in my mind, and she is telling me that I'm somebody else. There's a river flowing in my mind. There's a river blowing in our hearts. There's a river flowing in our hearts, and it's telling us that we're somebody else. There's a river flowing in our hearts. There's a river flowing in my soul. There's a river flowing in my soul, and it's telling me that I'm somebody else. There's a river flowing in my soul.
Yay! Woo!
Would you all please join me in extinguishing our chalice? If you
We-
can do it by memory, hopefully. All right.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.